Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, joined again by former Ohio State quarterback Gunnar Hoak. Does that sound weird yet, bud?
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Still getting used to the normal lifestyle outside of being a student athlete.
All right, so he's making that transition away, and that means that Ohio State's got to fill out that depth chart with Justin Fields gone, some of the key backup there with Gunnar Hoak gone, and guys trying to fight for that top spot. And Kyle McCord came in right away, tried to do that throughout this spring. You don't have as much of a personal relationship maybe with him as you did with Jack Miller or C.J. Stroud, but you got a chance to watch him a little bit this spring. What is it about this kid, this true freshman, that stood out to you?
Yeah, I think just how everyone says, he's got a great arm. He's a strong arm. I think he can come in and make a difference right away for the team.
So I've heard there was a quarterback on the roster before you arrived who tried to warn everyone that it might take longer than a year to learn this system. I won't name any names. We don't need to go back and relitigate that. But what is it about playing in this offense that is more challenging or difficult to learn?
Yeah, it's definitely more in depth. Obviously, Coach Ryan Day, he does a great job with it, but he brings that mentality from when he was in the NFL. He brings that down to those guys. And obviously, being a quarterback at Ohio State, you have to be able to understand that because that's what it takes to be great. So,
For you, when did you start feeling comfortable with that? Because when you arrived, you were a little bit behind the eight ball in terms of getting your hands around it and trying to learn it. And I remember there were times that was talked about that, hey, maybe that's why Chris Chuganoff had an advantage. Was that your experience as well? That it just simply does take time before you settle into this offense?
yeah, I think definitely coming in and getting a spring helps. Obviously, for me, I got there after spring, got there before summer. So, but having that spring ball would help those guys. I think personally, it took through fall camp for me to definitely fully understand the offense. So, having spring ball, like I said, it'll help those guys, and then getting camp as well. They should be good to go.
All right. Well, Kyle McCord got one. He also got a spring game that we got to watch. So we have some throws to break down. We're going to have Gunnar Hoak do that for us right now on BuckIQ. Let's roll the tape. Okay, Gunnar, let's dive into this. You get throw this true freshman out there in the spring game, and Ryan Day, Corey Dennis, Kevin Wilson, they say, hey, just go ahead. Just take your deep shot right away. What an entry into your first time in the horseshoe, right?
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I love the coaches taking a chance. Might as well throw him in the fire right when he gets out there. See what he's got. So this is a great job by him. Good fake, good step up, good ball. Obviously, you see the arm strength here, and you get Garrett Wilson out deep. He's going to beat him every time. So
Yeah, that's a pretty good matchup, even with two defensive backs over there. Uh, if you're looking at this, obviously this is a clean pocket. There's nobody in his face. As a quarterback, and you're watching the mechanics, you talked about the step here. What else are you watching? What else do you like about just the way this ball comes out?
definitely how he gets that shuffle, gets his feet underneath of him. You can see he's got the angle. He's pointed up a little right because obviously deep throw. He's got to get more arc on it. Like I said, that arm strength for a freshman definitely got some talent behind him. So obviously Garrett Wilson out there, he's going to make plays for you.
Yeah, I think that stood out to me as well. I didn't know if you would have that. I remember watching Joe Burrow early in his career in spring game settings, and it was like, I don't know that he could have made that throw. By the end of his career, certainly he was taking those shots, but I guess you don't see a lot of kids his age come in with the ability to make that kind of throw. That stood out to me right away.
Yeah, I think has some confidence behind it too. Obviously, as a new kid, you might not want to come out there and throw a deep ball right away, but clearly he's got it.
Well, and this is the same thing too. Like, it's not a deep shot, but this thing came out in a hurry, in the right spot. I know that you told Tim May this, so I'm not jumping the gun on anything, but I think you came away from the spring game maybe more impressed with him than you thought you might be.
Yeah, definitely for sure. As him being a freshman of what he showed, definitely more impressed than what I thought he would come out and show to everyone.
This one, pretty straightforward throw for him. I mean, but you're reading the defense and reacting to what they give you, right? I mean, what is a quarterback working with here?
Yeah, really. You're kind of seeing. I'm not sure who that is on defense. Is that Lathan Ransom maybe? Number 12. He starts on the hash. You're kind of reading just outside in on him, and obviously he runs out. There's Jackson right there, so he just pounds him right away, and it's a good game.
Yeah, you'll take that anytime moving the sticks. And This one had people talking. I don't know who gets the most credit, quarterbacks and wide receiver on this one, but maybe you'll share because the end result is a touchdown. But you got to put this ball out there and trust your playmakers, and he did that. And then Jackson Smith-Njigba makes another sensational play here.
Exactly. I mean, that's credit to everyone. Credit to the offensive line to start. Another great pocket you see he's got. And obviously another good ball. He puts it where he has to just to give Jackson a chance and makes the play. It's a touchdown.
Is there anything that would be graded down critically by the coaching staff for this? I guess the question would be, did he throw it inside? And I'm just suggesting maybe if you guys are getting graded hard in that room, that maybe if it's outside, he doesn't have to make this adjustment inside. The coverage is very good from Cameron Martinez, by the way, someone who could help Ohio State in the secondary this year. But would there be any coaching going on about where this ball should go?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good coverage, like you said. Honestly, they're trying to coach to have this ball thrown more out into what we would call the box. So picture there's the pylon out there, and they got the square probably about 5 feet by 5 feet in the back corner of the end zone. So he's a little short here. If you throw it more towards that pylon, he might be able to just run under it, make it a little bit easier for him. But, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, honestly. It's tough to coach that. It's still a touchdown.
Right. You still have to throw it to where the receiver is.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, all right. I wasn't trying to be a mean grader myself because I can't do what you guys can do. This is another staple. We talked about this earlier in the week, Gunnar, with making throws that are just part of the staple playbook. We've seen Justin Fields or Dwayne Haskins make these throws a million times. This concept, I bet you guys have repped it hundreds and hundreds of times in practice. You have to know how to do this one, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, easy play action. You can see here what he does well. As soon as he gets that fake, he snaps his head around. He's able to see the DN, see his tight end, see his reads. And obviously he sees him open right away, so he's just going to take it. I mean, that's his first read, so why not? Yeah, clearly he's going to gain some yards after he catches it, so good play here.
To get out and get a couple touchdowns for a true freshman in a spring game, we've said this 100 times, that things will go into August, but what can you get out of a solid scrimmage, a spring game, or whatever that gives a quarterback confidence in the summer?
Yeah, definitely. If you go through spring and you ball out in the spring game, that'll definitely give him confidence going into summer workouts, being able to prove to Coach Mick and the guys, and then taking that into to fall camp as well. I mean, he'll have that confidence behind him, knowing that he could compete with those other guys. So I'm anxious to see what happens. All
right, Kyle McCord jumping right into the mix there. Gunnar Hoak knows a thing or two about playing quarterback at Ohio State, playing some games, starting some games at a big level. So he's got that insight, and we appreciate getting it. We're going to try and get him back for more this season now that he's one of us on the other side. Gunnar, appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, for Gunnar Hoak, I'm Austin Ward. This has been Lettermen Row, BuckIQ. Stay with us for full coverage of the Ohio State Buckeyes at LettermenRow.com.